Un saludo a HASAN.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker. This is the HASAN broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. Well, not sunny, actually. I lied. It's actually gloomy California, cloudy California, Los Angeles. It's Sunday fun day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday fun day. We're doing the dang thing. This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news about what's going on in the world of HASAN Piker in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. And yesterday, Ali was doing a potluck mythological. He had a little party at his house with all of the normie adults in his life, myself included, and went there. Brought Kaya there. My trainers were there as well. I brought my, because everybody has to bring food to the potluck. So what did I bring? I brought protein shakes. My trainer made protein cakes. I brought protein shakes. Ali had protein chips out at the party, and we just mostly had Sorry, excuse me for fucking being brolic. My bad, dude. Shit. I'll do better next time. And we watched the fights. We watched the UFC fights. We watched the card last night. And honestly, I got a lot of thoughts. It's sports time. We're doing the Hasan Abi sports talk of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, last night was an absolute barn burner of a fight. I would say that the title card and the entire card across the board left much to be desired. Not exactly the most interesting fights. Valentina, all the way from Kyrgyzstan, showed excellent grappling technique. Fantastic fight overall to finally end the triple battle sequence that took place. Turns out the closer you are to Russia, the better you are at fighting, no matter what. That's right. The Kyrgyz fighter won last night, and so did the Georgian. Last night, the UFC 306 Ultimate Fighting Championship fights were as the main event, the bantamweight title fight between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. The women flyweight was the co-main event between Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko, coming in from Kyrgyzstan, also Peruvian as well. Kendrick Lamar was in the building, according to the UFC. According to ESPN Plus, he was not. It was just a different black guy, apparently a famous boxer, as a matter of fact, who was mistaken for Kendrick Lamar for no fucking reason other than the fact that the UFC is incredibly racist. The Brian Ortega-Diego Lopez was actually probably the most interesting fight, even though it was the featherweight fight where Diego Lopez absolutely destroyed Brian Ortega. Yeah, I didn't see the rest of them. I only watched Diego Lopez, Brian Ortega, and the Shevchenko fight and the Merab fight. USB cards are pure garbage to watch. Fall off imminent. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, all the fights were kind of ass. Sean O'Malley is supposed to be a goddamn knockout merchant, and he could not utilize his additional range. He could not find a single opening. Merab Dvalishvili absolutely destroyed Sean O'Malley on takedowns, even though he was not exactly a great grapple fighter himself. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, what Merab actually won on was cardio. I've never seen a guy refuse to put his hands down just the entire time, and you saw it in the actual stats as well. By the fourth round, Merab had made 71 attempts at 71 strikes, as opposed to the 20 strikes that came from Sean O'Malley. Merab seemingly had endless amounts of stamina. Saying his ass shit was crazy. I mean, look, for Sean O'Malley, he needed a first round knockout. Many of his, he's a knockout merchant. He was looking for a first round knockout, and Merab Dvalishvili did not give him a single opening in the first round. And then obviously after that, he just kept tiring him out with those chokes. He just kept tiring him out, taking his legs out over and over again, refusing to let up even for a brief moment, even when doing their stand-up game where Sean O'Malley was supposed to thrive. I like Merab. He seems relatively wholesome for a UFC fighter. Bro, he's got no riz. He's got no aura. I'm sorry. He was like, I am normal guy. Like, he's got no fucking riz. He doesn't have like the Patty style. Or, I mean, dude, every single one of the Dagestani fighters are insane. Obviously, they're insanely good at fighting, but they're also insanely telegenic. Like, they all know English, and so does Merab, by the way, obviously. They're very smart. They know how to fucking be UFC fighters. They know how to be UFC fighters. They know what they need to do. They know that, like, they need to learn English so that they can talk shit. Merab's best friend, Aljamain, compared the eating cat story to the Me Too movement. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. But what I do know one thing, okay? I do know one thing, which is never look to a fucking dude who gets hit in the head for a living for political advice. I don't know why you would ever do that. I don't understand why anyone would be like, oh, you know that fucking animal? Like that actual animal, like the person who has basically trained himself to be feral, to be professionally a feral animal. I need to know what he has to say. I need to know complex thoughts coming out of that man. The longer fighters operate, with like some notable exceptions, the longer fighters operate in the UFC especially, the weirder their takes start getting. You got to get a lot of CTE to basically get to that point to begin with. Trump targeted in an attempted assassination. All right, little bro. Trump is safe after shots were reported in his vicinity in Florida, Secret Service and campaign say. All right, guys, listen. It didn't work last time. It's not going to work. Okay. It's Florida. People fucking fire shots, celebratory shots on a regular basis. That's just Florida behavior. Contradicting New York Post from earlier, CNN now reports the shots fired were intended for Trump. AK-47 used. Okay, guys, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, didn't work last time. Just Florida things, man. Isn't it wonderful that this is the only place on the planet? I'm not even joking. This is the only place on the planet where, like, it could have literally been like an accidental discharge. It could have been an attempted assassination, certainly, or it could have been like a random guy having fun in his backyard. There is no other place on the planet. There is no other place on the planet, okay, straight up, where all three of those are fucking likely events. If gunshots occur in the vicinity of a president, with the exception of like Florida, Texas, and a bunch of other places, and Texas, like a president was literally killed. And even then, the only place on the planet where if gunshots happen in the vicinity of a president, there is still a likelihood that it might not have been an attempted assassination. At this point, bullets might be straight up a naturally occurring phenomenon in different places around the country. Okay. Oh, personal news wise, I played ball this morning. I woke up, the weather was so perfect for ball. That's why I played for like 2 hours, and I probably could have played for another hour easily. And let me tell you something. Okay. I think I am now officially a fucking 3-point merchant. Okay. I think I'm a shooter. I think I'm a sniper, dude. The amount of fucking buckets. I mean, I was so goddamn wet, dude. I was letting them rip, okay? I was letting them rip. It was ripperoni time. Shit was going nutty mode. Shit was going crazy. They call me Hassan Curry in the streets. Active shooter type shit. You know what I mean? No Mar-a-Lago. I'm just saying, like, I was on fire. I'm also getting a lot more confident in my drive in. I would do a couple blow-bys, get in there, left-handed. They might just be being racist. What do you mean? Oh, when they call me Hassan Curry? Yeah, probably. Just kidding. It's not. But yeah, no, it was crazy. Is Laura Loomer the next throat goat? Can she rizz up Donnie J? Many people are saying Laura Loomer is the next throat goat. After she rizzed up baby Gronk, she moved on to bigger and better things and rizzed up Donnie J. Laura Loomer has now been kicked off Air Force Trump because she's been rizzing up Donnie J and been called a throat goat for far too long. Awful day to have ears. It's a beautiful day to have ears, man. It's a glorious day to have ears. Do you think Laura Loomer got that extra juicy, grippy 3000? Laura Loomer, many people are saying Laura Loomer might have that extra grippy. Many people are saying Laura Loomer is rizzing up Donnie J after she started rizzing up Donnie J Jr. Now she's moving on to bigger and better things. I can't stop. I know it's an awful sentence. I know it's awful, awful, awful sentences one back after the other. Don't forget, Laura Loomer is younger than HASAN. Laura Loomer is younger than me. Many people are asking. Many people are thinking about not voting for Trump anymore because of the inappropriate age gap between Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer, Baby Gronk, and Donald Trump are in an inappropriate age gap relationship. But to all the critics that have said Laura Loomer is rizzing up Donnie J, Donnie J has said Laura is a fiery woman, and also that Laura kind of looks a lot older than she actually is. I get why you have haters now. I don't know why. This is what too much TikTok does to people. That guy always looks so sad. Like I think I'm nailing the cadence. Every time he talks about shit, it literally feels like he is being punished by God for crimes that he committed in a past life. I don't know. His face is so sad all the time where he's like, what have I become? Like I spend the finite amount of time I have on this planet covering Baby Gronk. Like that's what's going on in the back of his dome when he's talking about that shit.